How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be reviewing a brand new product release from Genaray. I just got this from them. This is the Genaray Trailblazer. As the name suggests, as you can see, you can actually blaze everything because this is the perfect spotlight. It has a 40-degree beam angle, and not only that, you can actually get some third-party accessories to transform this into this. I already knew this thing was going to be small, but I'm talking about not even a full palm of my hand in size. And look at this adorable little case this thing comes with. This is really nice. It has the Velcro in the front here. The light is separate over here. All the other accessories, they go here. It has a little pocket right there and also a front pocket right here as well. So before we dig into this light here, I'm going to show you guys something that I always do to my power supply every single light that I receive, and this one is no exception. The first thing that I do is to make sure I can actually secure the power supply into the stand pole, because I really don't like to have my power supply dangling around. Plus, it can be causing a huge amount of stress. If somebody trips on this thing, this jack is going to be gone. In my case, this is never going to happen because the power supply is attached right here. So if somebody trips on this thing here, there's no way you're going to break this cord. And also the Velcro here, what I do, you can actually find at your local hardware store a little something to put on the back here, or those little self-adhesive, those furniture little pads. This is preferably the best way to do. You just stick this thing here, and then you firmly press this thing against the light stand pole, and then this thing is not going anywhere. As you can see, it's perfect. And then when you decide to rise the stand, this goes with the stand. According to the specs of this light has a CRI of 97.1 and a TLCI of 99, which is pretty high. I've never seen something this high, at least on the TLCI on any light, but this is what they say on the specifications. The first thing that I noticed in this light here, besides it weighs barely over a pound, is the actual finish of the material all over this light over here, because some lights, they feel very plasticky. This one here feels very rubbery because this is identical to the same feel of the small HD DP4 monitor. I don't know if you guys remember that monitor. This is like a 7-8-year-old monitor, but the back compartment where the batteries go is exactly the same finish, and this is also similar to the GoPro Hero 4, for example, the surrounds of the camera. This light is extremely compact and so easy to use. All you see here on top is the power switch on and off, and it's separated from the brightness adjustment gain of the light here. So you go from 5% to 1% increments all the way to 100%, and also you can actually turn it down very quickly, literally a turn from 5% all the way to 100% in practically one single turn, instead of like those lights they have to do this here. This thing is extremely fast. On the back of the light here, you have a very nice LCD display lit in blue. On the left side, you have the little sun here that reminds you this is a locked daylight 5600-degree Kelvin light. And on the bottom, you have your percentage from 5 to 100%, your light brightness. And also on the right side, it has a little gauge and also the battery status in percent numbers, how much juice you have with your battery. As you know, most lights, they just attach directly to the stand. This one here is a little bit different. It comes with a permanently attached 5/8 baby pin, which they supply this here. This is made of a hard ABS plastic. This is not metal, so I wouldn't over tighten this, and there's no need because this light is extremely light, barely over a pound. So you install this over here, put the light on top. This mount will allow you to fully tilt the light on a 90-degree up and down. And as you can see, there's a little steps going on here, similar to the Godox SL60W. So if you want to do anything precise, like in between the two clicks here, you can't. So you have to go either this way or that way. But actually, as you can see, you have plenty of flexibility of aiming the light pretty much anywhere you want. But you can't do that 2mm extra thing. I wish this thing was stepless, but I think it helps to secure the light better, especially when you have a ball and mount accessory attached here. This helps actually lock the light better instead of the stepless way here. This light is primarily designed to be used as a spotlight, in my opinion, but they actually went the extra mile here and provide an umbrella mount hole here. But as you can see, this light is a 40-degree beam of angle. So as you can see here, if you crank up the brightness, the spot is concentrated right here. So a normal light, which is a non-spot light, for example, the SL60W, the light will reach the entire surface of the umbrella. So if you need to use this umbrella somehow, there you go. But I would usually recommend this to be a spotlight only. So this light here is extremely convenient to spot things or to shine lights on the background, stuff like that. If you try to use this light as a key light, even though you can actually mount an umbrella here, try to find a decent light for you to do as a key light and let this light do what it's supposed to do, which is spots and stuff like that. The one thing that I really like about this light is because as you can see you have a perfect spot right there, nice and round, and I don't have to put any modifier, anything in front of this light. The way it is, you mount the light here, power it on, you have a perfect beam right there. Even at this distance right here, if you want even a more powerful beam, you just put the light closer. And here's the front of the light, which has a lens here that allows you to even project the light further. As you can see, it has your traditional Bowens mount that you expect to have. You can mount pretty much anything Bowens wise in this light. But also keep in mind, again, this is a spotlight. There's no need to attach a softbox, but in case you wish to do so, you can actually have a softbox small like this, very light, because this mount is made of plastic. You don't want to be putting any parabolic softbox here. And again, this is only a 40-watt light. When you put a softbox in here, you're going to be attenuating this light probably 80%. So again, I would use this light as a spotlight. The one cool thing to use with this light, keeping in mind this is a spotlight, you can actually put a snoot here, which makes a lot of sense, because when you attach this accessory here, you have this type of spot right there. So forget about softbox, stuff like that. Use things like this that make sense, you know, spotlight with spotlight related accessories. And this light features a screw here instead of the quick release that you guys are used to seeing. So all you have to do is attach the Bowens accessory here, and all you gotta do is screw this in real quick, and this doesn't come off anymore. So you quickly unscrew this and the whole thing is out. And of course you can actually take this light in the field, but there's no outlet available. But the cool thing about this, because it takes a Sony MPF battery, and usually they don't include this type of batteries on these lights here. Only the ones they have a dedicated battery, and then it usually comes included, such as the Genaray Porta Bright light. It comes included with a proprietary battery, but never a Sony MPF battery. So this is a full-size Sony MPF battery, 6.6 amps, and all you have to do is install the battery right here. And also notice that there's a little release on top here. Don't forget to press that to release the battery. Alright, so you just installed this battery here on a brand new light that you just bought, and you decide to take on the same day to a paid shoot, which you cannot screw anything up, right? Especially in the middle of an interview. If you have this light splashing something in the background or somebody's hair light or whatever, you want to use this as a spot, right? You can interrupt the interview, and then you wonder how long is this battery gonna last until this light make the battery run out of juice. It's very simple. So to calculate the watt hours if your battery does not have the information imprinted in here, it's very simple. So we're gonna multiply the voltage. In this case here, 7.4 volts times the amperage. So it says here 7900 milliamps. You want to do amps. So you divide this by 1000. So again, 7.4 volts multiplied by 7.9 amps equals 58.46, which says here 58.5. You simply divide by 60, which an hour has 60 minutes, so you have about 0.97 hours of shooting time with this particular battery that I'm handling in my hands. So let's talk about power a little bit, what this little 40-watt little light can do. It has also a front element here that helps to concentrate more the light beam. So right now I'm using only 15% of this light bare bone with nothing in front of this lens here, and I'm shooting with the Canon C100 Mark II with a rather dark lens. This is a 24-105 L-series lens from Canon. The ISO is 800 and the shutter is 90. So I'm actually having 15% right here. When you put something like this in front here, you're gonna be probably increasing to probably 28%, 30% until you see some hot spots appearing there. I'm actually at 32%. And then when you remove, you gotta reduce it back to like 15%. So I actually love to have a little bit of a color here, as you can see. As a matter of fact, I bought this almost a year ago. This was supposed to be for my Jinbei EF200 LED, which I barely use it anymore because I have so many lights here that I don't even know what to do with them. So this particular thing here never fit Godox, any Godox monolight that I have. It doesn't fit my other Genaray lights or the GVM lights, the 150S, whatever. This reflector only seems to be fitting the EF200. As a matter of fact, this reflector fits perfectly right here. It's a perfect marriage to this light. Just don't forget to tighten the screw here. And look how cool this thing is. So small, you can actually attach gels right like this. You can make it blue, orange, yellow, even some diffusers here. So when you actually project this on the wall there, even if you remove this reflector, you will see that barely nothing changed. For example, the reflector is out. That's the original beam of the light. You put the reflector back in here. There's no changes whatsoever. None. When you put a standard reflector here, you're gonna have like a huge disc shadow going on there. So this reflector is absolutely perfect for this light. So let's talk about other ways to power this light here. So far you guys already know they can actually plug this in any outlet, or when you take it in the field they can actually connect to a single Sony MPF battery here. Now here's the interesting thing. For example, this power supply, it says this DC output is 12 volts, and the Sony battery that goes in here, the DC output is 7.4 volts. So this particular jack here can handle voltages from 7.2 volts all the way to 18 volts. So if you want to use a V-mount battery, all you need is to purchase on Amazon or eBay adapter like this that has a D-tap output here, jack, and then all you gotta do is mount it on the stand this way here. So if you don't have any V-mount batteries yet, this is something that I would recommend here, which is the Watson V-mount batteries. This is like a massive size, and this one is still big, but if you want to power this for hours, you want to have this big one here. So I'm going to be using this mid-size V-mount battery here, which is about 100 watts hour. So you simply slide the battery here. And the V-mount battery itself also features a D-tap output, but you don't have a way to hold the V-mount battery on this particular stand here. So that's why it's important for you guys to buy this adapter here. So all you gotta do is connect the D-tap cable on the slot of this dummy V-mount battery here and plug it right here, and then there you go. The light is on. It's gonna be powering this light for a lot longer than a regular Sony MPF battery. I guess some of you guys are going to say that you don't want to spend that kind of money on V-mount batteries because they're too expensive, but you should buy at least one V-mount battery for your rig. I highly recommend that because one single battery can actually charge your entire system, camera, monitors, video lights, everything that you have on that rig can be powered, because some of these units here, they feature several different voltages that you can actually correctly power each one of your devices. But if you want to spend money on the battery, V-mount battery for now, I understand, but I got another solution for you if you want to power this using multiple Sony NPF batteries. So for those of you who don't own a V-mount batteries, you've probably seen online some adapters. You can actually stick two Sony batteries on the back to mimic a V-mount slot. They can actually mount as if it was a V-mount battery. As a matter of fact, Genaray also makes such adapters. They can actually stick two Sony NPF batteries in the back, which converts into a V-mount kind of thing. But the thing is that I've seen recently, this thing can actually power 4 Sony MPF batteries. So this actually makes this as a 200 watt hour power supply with batteries that can last about 3.3 hours. But don't forget that you have to respect the voltage that this thing has, otherwise you're going to destroy your light. As you can see, this 4 Sony MPF batteries here is still respecting the voltage range that this thing specifies here, maximum of 18 volts. As you can see, is reading 16.48 volts. When you're using 4 Sony MPF batteries or less, as you can see, even though I removed the 2 extra batteries here, it's still gonna read the same voltage, but it's just that the watt hour is gonna turn to half. One battery is about 50 watt hours. 2 batteries is going to be 100 watt hours, and 4 batteries about 200 watt hours. And of course, a single Sony battery fully charged is going to range from 7.4 to 8 volts. And of course, each one of those adapters, they come with their own D-tap jack, but I like to use the other one because this is the thing that's actually holding this whole setup on my stand pole right here. But if you don't have this, if you want to put this on the table, whatever, you just disconnect from the other D-tap and connect it right here, and the light still turns on, regardless if you have this holder here or not. Simply eject the thing, and you have this D-tap over here, or if you have this device here, you can just use the D-tap from the other one, and then you just plug this in here, and good to go. Now let's talk about fan noise. This light here, I see no problem whatsoever. The fan is pretty quiet, and this is the type of light here for accenting things and spots. They're gonna be actually allowed to be at a greater distance, even further than what a softbox for key light would be. I'm using a Rode NTG4 shotgun microphone, which the pickup pattern is very directional, as you guys know. So I'm actually 1 foot away from the mic, slightly off frame. I can actually touch the microphone with this tape here, measuring tape. So this is the fan noise you're gonna hear with the microphone pointing directly at us, the light and the microphone. I'm gonna be giving you guys 5 seconds of silence so you can see what's going on at this given distance here. Now I'm gonna be pointing this thing directly at the light at a distance of 4 inches. Now I'm going to be moving this light near the wall over there. I have a measuring tape right here. It's about 4 feet exactly, and I can actually touch the wall. So I'm going to be moving the light stand over there and see what we're doing with the fan noise. I'm going to give you the 5 seconds here, or maybe 10. So as you can see, fan noise is not a problem. If you can hear anything, that's not going to matter at all in your post-production. You don't need to filter anything with any software, noise, or audio remover. The fan here is super quiet, and as you can see, there's no problem whatsoever. Next, I'm going to be placing this light about 3 feet or 1 meter away from the background. I'm going to be doing some brightness test. This light has about 8,000 lux, and I'm going to be measuring here in f-stop how bright this light is from 5% to mid-range all the way to 100%. Also with the bare bone, using some soft boxes, umbrellas, the reflector with the gels, everything. So as you can see, the light here is at 5%. I don't have anything in front of this lens here. And this is going to be reading about, let's see here, this is the center. It's about 5, 6.5. 30 frames per second, ISO 800. Now I'm at 100%. Now this light here with this reflector, we're having a reading of f8. Find the center here, there you go. This is with the light at 5%. I'm gonna change from 5% to 100. We have a reading of 22.2. Now we're having the umbrella attached here, so I'm not going to waste time with 5% because you actually lose a lot of light when you put a diffuser in front, right? So right now I'm at 100%, as you can see there. So I'm going to be measuring where the spot is right here. So it's about f8.5, and as you can see, the hot spot is like right here. So the light doesn't actually cover the entire umbrella. Now we're going to be using a nice shallow small softbox here. It almost looks like a beauty dish, but with a diffusion thing in the front here. So as you guys can see, the light is at 100%. And the reading is about 5, 6.5. So that should conclude my review. If you like what you saw, or if lighting is your thing, this is what we do primarily here on this channel, to review lighting products, sometimes some other things, but most lighting. And if you like to comment, I love to see comments. I respond to everything that I see there. And thank you very much again for watching this video, and I see you next time.